The state of Oregon filing a new federal lawsuit in an attempt to block President Trump's plan to deploy 200 National Guard troops to the city of Portland. The suit was filed just hours after the governor received a memo from Secretary of War Pete Hegseth saying that the troops would be there for 60 days. All of this unfolding after President Trump posted on Truth Social, quote, at the request of Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem, I am directing Secretary of War Pete Hegseth to provide all necessary troops to protect war-ravaged Portland and any of our ICE facilities under siege from attack by Antifa and other domestic terrorists. I am also authorizing full force if necessary. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Well, Oregon's governor claiming that video footage showing violence in the city was from 5 years ago and that the city of Portland doesn't need any federal intervention. Watch this.
There is no insurrection, there is no threat to national security, and there is no need for military troops in our major city. Our city is a far cry from the war-ravaged community that he has posted about on social media.
Meanwhile, the Department of Homeland Security releasing images of firearms taken from Chicago anti-ICE protesters outside of an ICE detention center on Sunday. 11 violent rioters, 11 were arrested. This is just days after the attack at a Dallas ICE facility, Maria, that left one person dead. And, you know, as far as these lawmakers go, Maria, you said something last week I thought was so interesting. You said, why are these cities, and in some cases states, so against having safety, having safe streets, having safe citizens? It flies in the face of reason.
Yeah. And it's because, Liz, most of these people are just wanting to go against Trump. Whatever the president says, they just have to feel like they look tough fighting Trump. Why?
Yeah, well, it's not working for them, Maria. A new poll is out showing that Republicans are favored over Democrats by 20 points on how they handle crime. And that's probably a pretty direct line from what President Trump has been doing in Washington, D.C. and elsewhere, now Memphis. What's funny about this story is we're talking 200 troops, right? It's not like thousands of people being sent to Portland. And their job is to protect an ICE facility, which apparently has come under attack from this, what President Trump calls the loony left. But this is not a joke. ICE has been under attack. People have been doxxed. They have been personally followed home, et cetera. And in Dallas, Cheryl just mentioned, there was a terrible attack on an ICE detention center aiming, presumably, to kill ICE agents that sadly ended up also basically killing people who were there being detained, illegals. But this is not a joke. And this mayor, who's new, I think is misreading the room. To Cheryl's point, how can any Democrat mayor, any official of any city, not want their streets and their communities to be made safe? I don't get it.
Of course. Gregory, how do you see it?
Well, I see it the way you see it, Maria. I mean, it's anything against Trump. The reality is a big part of the reason the president was elected was because of law and order. These cities, even if you look at it from a business perspective, even in New York City, these cities need to thrive. And if you're going to thrive, you need law and order. So it's in their best interest. To Liz's point, you know, the president is not looking to come in here and take over, but he does want some semblance of rationality. And I think that's where we're at. And he's using his executive power to do that right now.
Absolutely, Cheryl.
Yeah. You know, Maria, I really, you know, I was listening to your segment earlier on Zohran Mamdani and the future of New York City, and I'm so concerned that we're going to see this city go backwards. And look at what's happening in places like Chicago, even in Boston. You know, it's so unfortunate. Portland, I'm sure they don't want to go back to what that city looked like during the pandemic. And it's frightening.
Yeah, it sure is.